Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back to another episode of She's So Dope podcast. I'm here to remind you that you are so dope in everything that you are and everything that you do. This podcast is dedicated to embracing all of one's self and embodying the confidence to manifest the desires we wish to have in our life and to become the best versions of ourselves. So today's episode is all about when the high starts to fade and things start to shift and the lows start to feel really low and you start to feel confused and you start to feel lost and then you start to doubt and question your whole purpose and where you're going. If you've been feeling that way, then this episode is for you. You guys, I just want to first start by saying thank you so much for all the love and support and great feedback and just positive words and making this podcast feel so special to me. I am so excited that I got 30 subscribers on YouTube already and 47 followers on Instagram, 3 listeners on Spotify. I feel so fulfilled with that. I feel so happy and fulfilled that people are receiving this as inspiration, receiving it well, and they understand thoroughly what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to explain. And not only is this my journey, but it's just the experiences that I have learned and the things that I've gone through to help inspire and impact you if you resonate with any of the messages and any of the episodes that I come out with. So I just wanted to start off by saying I just feel so grateful, so happy and so fulfilled that I've been getting the feedback that I've been getting. I had someone request for me to do an affirmations video because I've been getting so many compliments on how soothing my voice sounds. And it's funny that I'm getting that compliment so much because I used to hate the way my voice sounded. I thought it was too soft, too gentle. I used to feel like people never took me very serious, but I have grown to love and embrace my voice. Just hearing that nowadays is like, wow, once you finally start to embrace something and just accept it, you find those people who can reaffirm that for you. But not that I need that validation, but it was just a funny revelation getting that compliment from so many people. Okay. As I'm going through this journey with my podcast and just doing and being obedient what God wants me to do, I'm realizing that it's going to feel very uncomfortable for me at first to stay obedient. And it's so crazy because I felt so empowered after my first episode. I felt so good. I felt like things were clear for me. And don't get me wrong, I still feel that way overall. Shortly after, things just came crashing down in my life. And it's difficult, And it's been a tough week for me, to be honest. Because I've just been trying to let go of anger and let go of sadness and confusion and disappointment, because all of those feelings and emotions have been sitting with me, and I've been processing in the way that I need to process and cope in the best way that I can. I'm human, but it's still difficult, It doesn't take away from being human. I am learning when you are being called to do something and walk in purpose, there are going to be so many things in life that happen to you or happen in your life and curveballs, but you cannot let that defeat you. You cannot let that distract you. You have to have a greater plan for your life. You have to stay focused on the bigger picture in life. You cannot let things that didn't go as planned stop you. There are going to be so many days where, we don't feel like doing the things that we are actually called to do. Having God in my life is the only thing that's keeping me sane, and my faith and my continuous desire and yearning for growth is the only thing that's keeping me afloat and optimistic about my future and just myself. Let's talk about mindset, faith, and why life's biggest shakeups are sometimes your biggest blessings. So, not only did I just mention that I'm going through a huge shift from feeling like optimistic and feeling things were possibly going to end up the way that I wanted them to, because I felt good about it, to now being in this transition. Not only this, but I remember when I first moved out to LA, I was on such a high. Like, prior to moving out to LA, I just felt so confident. I felt so sure. I felt so positive about my future and where I was going. I just knew and felt so excited about it. And when I moved out here, everything was falling into place so perfectly. Like, I couldn't believe it. Not only did I find a job within a matter of 2 days of being in LA, I found another job. So I felt secure. I felt aligned with the action and taking the leap of faith to even move out here in the first place. Then, like 3 months into being in LA, I find a manager. I get scouted by a manager. I already had an agent, which also felt like alignment. Like, I was just on a high. Like, I am good. I already have reps and I'm not even out there yet. And then 3 months into being out here, I get a manager. I booked my first job. 3 months into being out there, my first audition with my manager. Things just felt like so aligned for me, and I was on such a high. Shortly after booking my first audition, I booked another audition and booked another movie. So, you couldn't tell me anything. But then, fast forward 2 years later, I still feel very blessed and grateful, but things really started to get a little rough and bumpy for me. Things started to slow down. I didn't feel so on a high anymore. I had to hustle. I had to grind every day. I was working. I was getting exhausted. I almost was kind of losing sight of myself and losing that spark and excitement of being out here and doing the thing that I dreamt of doing for so long. But then it started to get back high again because I started realigning myself, realigning my vision, visualizing, and I wanted a new reps. I wanted new reps that more so aligned with where I saw myself going. And sure enough, I get those reps. And so I'm on a high again. I'm like, wow, I've only been out here for like a year and a half, and I'm with some reputable reps. And that was also on my vision board and in my journal. So I felt good, and I was booking. But then we know about the highs and the lows. When the highs are high, that means the lows are going to be low. So then, I got back into a slump again, but this slump was a bit different. My anxiety started to skyrocket. I wasn't booking the jobs that I thought I'd be booking by now. And I just felt very confused. I was getting very exhausted with my life and if this is even for me, if I'm supposed to be out here. The usual negative thoughts that creep into any creative's mind. I'm pretty sure if you're an actor or an actress watching this, you can very so much relate. It's not a good feeling to feel like you were on this high and then everything just feels like it's crashing down and it's not working anymore. Your job, your relationships, your career, whatever that is, or your friendships, like whatever it is for you, from going to a high and everything being so perfect, like your relationships are going well, your friendships, or you maybe in your single era and you're enjoying life, your money is tight, your finances are good, you're spiritually well, like you're having fun, and then something just completely shifts and all of that starts to look very blurry and very confusing. Your relationship isn't doing well anymore. Your finances look rough. Your career isn't skyrocketing anymore. It feels like it looks like it's plummeting. And your friendships just aren't the same. That can feel like a very lonely, confusing place. But sometimes when we are going through a phase or a season where it looks like things are crashing down, it can actually be a blessing in disguise. Okay, so here's the thing about when life happens. When things happen very unexpectedly, it's all about where and how you position your mind and what your mindset is and how you look at that. Because just because something actually started to plummet doesn't mean you've failed. It doesn't mean you're not called to still continue to do that thing. So, like for acting, for example, if you are on a high and then things start to change and you're not booking anything anymore, or you feel like you're not worthy enough, or just whatever, you have to look at that as an opportunity for growth or realignment. You have to sit with that and you have to embrace that this is happening for a reason. There's a lesson in every season and a lesson in everything that happens in your life. Life is continuous. You are always going to want more. And even if you are at a point in your life where you're successful, I guarantee you that that's going to fade a bit and you're going to be yearning for something more than just that particular type of success. You're going to be eager to continue to grow. You're going to be eager for something more, something that's going to fulfill you more. So when you feel like you stop succeeding and you feel like you have failed, reposition your mind to look at that as, this must be an opportunity for me to realign myself, because maybe I lost that alignment somewhere along the road and I lost sight of the goal or the mission or the purpose. Or maybe look at it as, this is an opportunity for me to grow in this area of my life because I've been neglecting my spiritual self, or I've been neglecting my finances, or I've been neglecting my family, or I've been neglecting myself. You may have a life plan. You may have a plan for your life. You may have a vision for how you want things to go. And when things don't go as planned, don't look at that as, oh, I'm not supposed to be doing this, or maybe God wants me to be doing something else. Sometimes you need to stop and take a break, but that doesn't mean the journey has ended for you. The only time it's ended for you and the only time you have failed is when you give up. But when you keep going and you have that faith that this is meant for you and that this is what you're going to do and this is what you're going to accomplish, it will happen. God has so much in store for you, and you have to keep that faith. You have to believe with everything in your heart. Whatever it is you envision for yourself, it's already happened for you. But even then, once you meet that goal or once you meet that success, that it doesn't stop. Growth is always continuous, and it looks so different for everybody. It looks so different in every season of your life. Growth is not a one pictured thing. Growth looks so different in so many different ways. Sometimes you're experiencing growth and you don't even realize it until you take a moment to really embrace it. Okay, so I want to get a little more specific on this topic. When it comes to your careers and your ambitions, you're in a season where it's like low and you don't know what to expect. Nothing is working out the way you planned. Nothing is happening and you're just confused, like, what is happening? You cannot let your external circumstances or the things that are happening to you externally affect what you believe internally. Your internal world and your internal vision and beliefs is all that matters. You have to be so super delusional to believe that that life you envision for yourself has already happened and you just haven't caught up to it, or it hasn't caught up to you. And that is where being present in the now and just embracing where you are now is powerful. All you need is literally faith the size of a mustard seed to believe and to bring those ideas and those dreams into fruition. I love this analogy of the actual seasons in nature and the season in our spiritual world or physical world. The thing with nature and life is we have seasons. Okay, we have winter, we have spring, summer, and fall. Summer is, we're outside, we're living life, we're doing our thing. Fall is like, okay, we're gonna have to wheel it back. We kind of are in that season of knowing what to expect when the winter hits. Because the winter is typically the low season where we isolate, we regroup or recoup. You know, it's cold, it's low, it's not as bright, it's not as fun. We're in the house. And we know when to expect for winter to be over. We also know when to expect winter to come. But with our life, we don't. We don't know when that low season is coming. We don't know how long that's going to last. We don't know when it's going to be over. But that is where faith comes into play, because you have to understand, just like the seasons in nature, that is how seasons are in your life. It'll be over. The season will be over. So you need to not fixate on how long this is going to last and why this is happening to you. There's a reason for this. Find where you can find the growth. Find where you can embrace change. Those low times and low seasons are not for you to know when it's going to come. That would like completely defeat God's purpose and the purpose of a low season. It's because it's meant for you to stretch yourself. It's meant for you to find the beauty and embrace the presence of the now. Because if you knew when that low season was coming, would you really change? Would you really grow? Would you really listen and sit with God and sit with yourself to find what it is that needs to be readjusted or realigned or changing the course? Would you even do that? No. If you knew that season was coming, it would actually really destroy you, because since you know, you're going to prepare in the way that you think you need to prepare. You're going to try to control everything because you already know that this season is coming. But what if you shifted your mindset to believe, I already know I'm going to be good. And you know what? Right now, I'm going to take this time to listen to what I feel like my body and my spirit has been telling me this whole time. And I'm going to slow down. I'm going to focus on my body because I've been neglecting my body. Or I'm going to focus on my healing because I've been neglecting my healing. Or I'm going to focus on my friendships. You wouldn't take the time to really do that if you knew that a low season or a difficult time was coming. I personally, whenever the challenges come, one thing I have learned, and I just continue to practice, and this will be a part of my practice for the rest of my life, because I know life is going to happen. This is not the first time it's going to happen. It's going to continue to happen. But now that I know that, I now know what I need for myself in those times. So I usually take that time to refine myself and get more clear on what it is that I want or what it is that I deserve, and listen to that instead of doing what I feel like other people want me to do or doing what I think I need to do to be successful, and stop trying so hard. I take that moment in that season to center myself and reground myself. And that is what has helped me. Like when I first moved out here and things were so high and then they fell low and then they came back high. The only reason, well, I won't say it's the only reason it came back up high, because that was probably going to be expected in the spiritual world and I just didn't know. But I do believe part of the reason the high came back up for me is because I took that time to realign myself and not worry and not doubt and just embrace that I was in this season of uncertainty. Embrace the fact that this is just where I'm at and it's for a reason. And I started looking very closely at certain areas of my life and I refined them a bit. I focused on them. I nurtured them. I gave them more attention. For me, it was my mindset. And for me, it was my inner child that was still healing. So for you, I don't know. I would check in with yourself spiritually, like number one, because that's a real thing out here. That is such a real thing. God gave us the gift with imagination and our senses. He gave us that gift. We don't have our senses for no reason. We don't have that for no reason. We don't have an intuition for no reason. We don't have a mind that can literally operate in the way that it does to feel certain things, to imagine certain things, to be connected with certain things. We don't have that for no reason. That reason is to love, obviously, to find appreciation and gratitude in life. but to also create. He put us on here to create. He put us on here on this earth and created this earth to obey him and glorify him. Glorifying him doesn't always and simply just look like in church, praising. Like, yes, that is part of his glorification, but glorifying him also means being in alignment with your mind, body, and spirit and your actions, following up with what you say through action, taking care of your body, reading his word, feeding your mind, putting good food in your body. That is also glorifying him. We are an extension through Christ. We aren't just bodies out here. Everything that is here on this earth happened through thought alone. So it just goes back to say, when you have a thought of where you want to go in life and things come crashing down, that is not failure. That is not your end stop. That is not where you stop. God is trying to teach you something. He's trying to show you something. Life is going to happen, period. So when you let one small thing in your life defeat you, you're never going to be successful. The moment you stop, the moment you give up, the moment you lose faith and belief in yourself, that is when you have failed. And I never really understood the weight of that statement until just experiencing being out here in LA. I would give up on stuff in the past so easily because I felt like I failed. But no, I didn't fail until I failed. I failed only because I stopped. I never failed before then. I was only growing. I didn't see that because I was striving for perfection. I was striving for the outcome that I wanted at that time. But guess what? Life is going to happen unexpectedly. And when you're in a bigger position of success, babes, you got to be prepared. Because if you let something little like this defeat you, are you going to let something bigger defeat you? Because this ain't nothing. Keep going. Embrace the change. Sit with yourself. Figure out how you can maneuver and navigate through this new path and new journey that you're on. Just remember that everything in life changes. Remember that when things do feel like they're falling apart, or you feel like you're getting constantly rejected, or things just aren't going your way and things are really falling apart, just sit with yourself and ask, what is this trying to teach me? What can I do to grow past this? Remember, just don't resist the shift. When you start resisting, you're keeping yourself in that place. Don't resist. Let it happen. Grow through it. When you do come out on the other side and you do make it through, you will realize you will have you'll be mind blown. Like, I wasn't being punished. I was being taught. Life and God was trying to simply teach me this. And I'm so happy and grateful that I went through that, because had I not gone through that, I wouldn't have been this person I am right now. God is positioning you. God is not punishing you. I listen to my center self. I've learned to just trust it more, because every time I trust it, I tell you, I feel more confident than ever. And it only grows stronger every time I listen to myself. I trust myself more and more and more. And it becomes so easy for me to just listen to that first thought or that first feeling, when I used to go back and forth and question, is this right? Or I used to go around and ask everybody else, what would you do? I used to ask for approval to do the thing that felt right for me. Girl, you don't need approval. You just need to learn and hear and figure out your voice and God's voice, and then trust it. Because then the more you start trusting it, the more confident you'll start to feel, and the easier decisions tend to become. If you don't already have affirmations, I want you to repeat after me, or say these in your head, or write these affirmations down, because these are some personal affirmations that I ride with, okay? I am not defined by what I've lost. I trust the process, even when I don't understand it. Growth may be uncomfortable, but I am ready for it. I lean into fear and I lean into discomfort. Every shift is preparing me for what I prayed for. I am becoming stronger, wiser, and more aligned every day. This is not the end of my story. This is only the beginning. And the thing with those affirmations is it helps to place your mindset in a place where this is going to be your groundwork. This is going to be your foundation. This is going to be what you come to every time. This is never going to fail you. Life is not a destination. It is a journey. And I think the older I've gotten, and I think a lot of us who are maybe in our 30s, or if you're even in your 20s, this is a note or a message for you that the older you become, the more you start to realize, and the more you experience things, the more you tend to become to realize that life is just lifing, like literally. It's never gonna be a destination. And you may be like in a season in your life where you're like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm great. Like, I haven't experienced a downfall. That's great. I love that for you. I love that for you. And maybe some of you have other foundations to lean on because you already have that faith and belief installed into you. So you don't even have to learn any of that, which I love that for you. God bless you. Like, seriously, you are so special and divine. But for those who struggle or are struggling in a season that's not what they expected or desire to be in, having those affirmations or some sort of affirmations that you can lean on, it's gonna be never ending. And sometimes it doesn't always have to be you being in a low season to reaffirm those affirmations to yourself. That's just a good foundation to have, to make sure those beliefs stay within you and they don't go away. This episode is very special to me. I mean, I think I'm going to say that about every episode because it really is. Like, this is a journey for me, for you, for us. And I just feel so honored and so grateful and so blessed that I have built this platform and I'm building this community. It just feels so, so special to me. And I want you to know, like, you are not alone in how you feel. Just remind yourself when change is happening, position your mind that this is an opportunity for me instead of this is failure for me. I have an opportunity to grow in whatever way, shape, or form, whatever that looks like for you. This season of your life is sacred. You are not failing. You are simply evolving and you are becoming. If you allow it, you have to allow it. Let it happen. Sit with your feelings that you don't want to feel them, and release them. Growth does not always look pretty. Growth is uncomfortable, it's scary, it's messy, it's sometimes depressing, but it is positioning you. So embrace it. All right, y'all. Thank you for tapping into She's So Dope. I cannot wait to upload my next episode. Please share this with a friend, share this with a family member, come back to it over and over again if you need to, if you need a reminder. This episode is going to be on all platforms, Spotify, YouTube, and I'll put some little clips on Instagram. So make sure you follow, comment, share, subscribe, be a part of this community. I'm so blessed and happy to have you. Bye.